Hello folks, Impulse here, and wanted to give you guys a brief look at my new machine, basically. I basically turned this computer into a full-fledged game console using this, and it's compatible with a whole array of games. It's a Linux distribution. Anyways, the reason why I got into this, I've always been into Linux. Always thought Windows was shitty, and I use Linux day to day, so... Anyways, this is my Windows hard drive. It decided that the installation wanted to go kaput. Luckily for me, the data's still there. I've never been much of a Microsoft guy. Honestly, I think Bill Gates can shove the whole company up his ass for all I care. Microsoft sucks. I mean, why would you go with a guy that names a computer company after his penis? I mean, come on, Microsoft, okay. But anyways, now, I'm normally a Mac OS guy. Now, Mac OS is not open source. It's commercial at its best, but this is my Mac OS drive for this computer. Yes, this is an HP, so I do have a Hackintosh, and I do like it, but it's too unstable for me to, you know, use as a day-to-day machine. Now, I use Black Arch Linux to penetration test and, you know, do my programming and stuff like that, but I needed something that I could use for fun and games, and that's what I'm going to show you guys today. So I'm going to post this on my, the DDO Sarlona Facebook. Any of you guys that would like help with setting one of these boxes up, just PM me. I'd be more than happy to help you guys set it up. But this box, pretty much it runs Xbox Media Center, Steam, and pretty much any PC game that you can think of. I mean, I can run any PC game with Linux, no problem. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and boot it up and show you guys. Now, I've turned it into a complete game console. Like, the amount of content I have is just crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start up here. I'm going to log in right fast. Right now it's just bare bones. I haven't got around to customizing it or anything like that yet, so it's just a bare bones Linux installation. But it does the job. It really does. Okay. First thing I'm going to show off is DDO. Now this is DDO using the native launcher. It's not using PyLotro. PyLotro is basically a Python launcher for Lord of the Rings Online. People can use it to launch any other Turbine game, but this is using the legitimate launcher. A lot of people have problems with PyLotro. It's a very shittily compiled tool, in my opinion. I mean, it's alright. It does the job, but there's too many bugs in it. So this way, just using the straight Turbine launcher is just way better in my opinion. And it looks like it bugged out here when I logged in, but give it a second and we'll go ahead and start the game up. And there it goes. Everything works fine. My audio works fine. My graphics work fine. My mic works fine. And that's using a Pulse Audio plugin. I'm going to eventually reconfigure it for ALSA, because ALSA is way better. But I've been lazy, so I guess you could say me being lazy is kind of a understatement at the moment. Okay, and here we go. This is my DDO account, and I'm just gonna log in with my Rogue here, so you guys can see. I'm going to try to cut this recording as short as I possibly can, because I tried recording this morning and the video is too big to upload to Facebook, so I definitely don't want to do a two-parter here. So I'm probably going to cut the video right under about 6 minutes, 7 minutes, so I'm really not going to have much time to do much demo, so... I should be able to demo enough, so... right there. My Tennessee stickers. That's my swag. It's because I'm from Tennessee. Alright, and as you can see here, everything works fine. Probably do some gameplay videos some other time. So I'm just going to quit the game here. Now, one advantage of running Linux over Windows for anything, gaming especially, is the speed you get. Linux is extremely lightweight, so it's extremely fast. I mean, like, everything I do is just a snappy response. So, I mean, like, my system doesn't get bogged down by a bunch of innate processes that are running in the background, like some, you know, like some operating systems we know and love. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the next thing on the list. This is a PS3 controller. And this is an open source program called Emulation Station. Now, I did have to add this myself, but out the box, this Linux distribution comes with several emulators already installed. So what I did is I comboed Emulation Station with RetroArch. I even wrote a couple scripts to, you know, basically do it. RetroArch is a emulation program, and basically it has you download cores for it, and each core emulates different consoles. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you guys my retro collection here. Okay, as you can see here, I have 16,255 Nintendo Entertainment System games. That's pretty much everything ever made on NES. Same with Super Nintendo. I have 764 games, everything ever made. Nintendo 64, 387 games, pretty much every game that was ever made. My Game Boy collection is not that big at the moment. My PlayStation collection needs work. So let's see. First thing I'll do is I'm just going to demo SNES. I'm going to scroll on down here and I'm going to find me a random game. Let's see. Load one that's pretty good. I'll just load up Donkey Kong. That's always a favorite of mine. Alright, I doubt my Donkey Kong skills are going to be too good right now because I'm doing this with one hand. Alright, that pretty much is the extent of that. So the next thing I'm going to do is show you guys one of my all-time favorite media players. As soon as I can find my task manager here. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to exit out of this now. Pretty much the premise that I have in mind when I was building this OS, when I was building this machine, is I could have a machine that I could turn on, control completely with a controller, as you can see. I can move my mouse pointer around with my PlayStation controller. Basically, I want to turn it into a game console. Now, here's a little lesson, a little history lesson for you guys. All of the game consoles that have been built, pretty much they all run Linux. They all run a version of Linux. So pretty much this is basically going to be a developer console. It's going to have games on it that I can code into and work on and everything else. But I'm going to show you guys possibly one of my favorite programs. It's called Xbox Media Center. If you guys look at my Facebook videos, you'll see that I have a collection of modded console videos on there. And one of the original Xboxes that I had ran completely Xbox Media Center, ran nothing else. My Xbox 360 on there that I had modified, that I modded myself, I replaced all of the dashboards and everything on it with nothing but Xbox Media Center. So as you can see here, I have a crap ton of plugins. I can literally watch anything I want. I can watch any TV channel from around the world. I'm a big fan of TED Talks, so I'm going to load up the TED plugin here. And as you can see, it works perfectly. I mean, it renders good.
The other one is an Iron Tail, so it's a very fresh comet. Rosetta made a few historic firsts.
Alright folks, well, feel free to rate, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Like I said, I will be helping out anybody that's interested in setting up a Linux gaming box. Have a nice day.